By.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein. 30 grams protein, 1 gram sugar, 25 vitamins and minerals, and a new fiber blend with a prebiotic.
Choose Advil Liquid Gels for faster, stronger, and longer-lasting relief than Tylenol Rapid Release Gels. Because Advil targets pain at the source of inflammation. So for faster pain relief, Advil, the pain away.
I really couldn't be more fortunate.
Tomorrow on ET, our Jeremy Renner exclusive, the latest on his road to recovery.
Yes, we leave you now, though, with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's outtakes from the set of The Fall Guy. The action comedy hits digital.
Happening now.
If your grandma can't cut her grass, does code enforcement really need to cite her? How is city pilot programs going to help the elderly avoid city code violations?
And cervical cancer kills thousands of women every year, but now there's a new tool to screen for it, and it doesn't include those uncomfortable pelvic exams.
The heat is on. Feeling a little summer-like out there. We'll get into that, of course, and what was causing the extra haze in the sky and how long that's going to stick around in just a bit. The News at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, overgrown lawns, dead trees, trash, debris. For most, they're simply irritating chores. For others, they're an impossible challenge at this time in their lives.
Some seniors and disabled people are getting tickets for these code violations. However, they're getting help around the house. It's because of a city pilot program that pays for a contractor to fix the issues. Garrett Berger with how it works, but also how it falls short.
Linda Ivey is a disabled 75-year-old, alone in the rented home where she's lived for more than 40 years. When the lawn started getting long earlier this year and her neighbor's son wasn't available to mow it like normal, she started to worry about getting cited and not having money to pay someone to mow it to avoid it.
I received SSI for disabled, that's all I have.
She called her council office, and the city sent a contractor to take care of the yard. To her surprise, for free.
How'd that feel?
It made me feel good. See, people cared.
The city set aside $10 grand for each council district this year to help abate code violations. District 7 Councilwoman Marina Alderete-Gavito urged the funds be added to what her office says was an existing program of about $15 grand for the whole city.
The intent of this program is to ensure we are preventing our most vulnerable populations from being punished for minor code issues.
Though it ended up being pricier than expected. About $1,400 on average, since the tree removals can run into the thousands.
We thought it was going to be anywhere $500 or $600 a pop. It was a little bit more than that.
And the need isn't spread evenly. Some districts have barely seen anyone draw on the program, while districts 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all tapped out or close to it. Ivy's councilwoman, District 3's Phyllis Villagran, even threw in some of her discretionary council funds to make it go further.
So we need to make sure that it's available to those in need, but that we get more money to where it's needed. And that's definitely the Southern Districts.
What they do with it next may be hashed out in the budget process, which will start in earnest in August. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
He's shot in the head by San Antonio police during a confrontation on the far north side. We have learned the man involved has died. The man's name hasn't been released yet. SAPD investigators tell us the deadly encounter unfolded last night about 7 p.m. at an apartment complex on La Cantera Terrace. Officers initially there responding to reports of people smoking weed by the pool. They ended up coming across a stolen vehicle. They then noticed a man getting into that stolen car. Investigators say the officers ordered that man to get out, but say he jumped the curb and instead drove right toward the officers. Multiple shots fired at that man. He was hit once in the head, taken to the hospital, where he later died. We asked Police Chief William McManus for information about the man shot and the stolen vehicle. He said his team is still investigating. So far, we haven't heard back from the police department. We'll let you know when we do. New at 5, his friends say he was fishing when he drowned on Bernie City Lake over the weekend. Bernie officials identifying him today as 40-year-old Jorge Zavala. They say he was fishing Saturday, went into the water to cool off. Investigators say Zavala ended up in an area of deep water, went under, and began shouting for help. Other people in the lake at the time weren't able to reach him. They also called for help. His body recovered yesterday morning in water measuring about 8 to 10 feet deep. It's a solemn reminder of water safety as we inch ever closer to the Memorial Day holiday.
It's been a legal back and forth for years, but today a woman charged with intoxication manslaughter took a last-minute plea deal to avoid the courtroom. This week is the 4-year anniversary of the crash that took the life of 44-year-old Gabrielle Gallegos. The woman at the wheel was 20 when it happened. Mariana Campos Jimenez now admitting she was drunk when she drove the wrong way on 1604, hitting Gallegos' car head on. Just last summer, though, Campos Jimenez accepted a plea deal, then she withdrew it. Today, she told Judge Joel Perez that she was guilty of the charge.
The blood alcohol was twice the legal limit, and that I caused the accident that killed Mr. Gabriel Gallegos, and I take full responsibility for my actions. And I want his family to know that I'm deeply and truly sorry.
As part of that plea deal, she can get anywhere from probation to a maximum of 12 years in prison. The judge will sentence her tomorrow after a hearing.
Today, the first day of early voting for the May 28th primary runoff election. It's the last chance for Texas voters to pick the candidates whose names will appear on the November ballot. Early voting runs through this Friday, May 24th. The polls open every day this week from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. Now, remember, voters who voted in the March primary required by state law to choose the same political party ballot for the runoff that they chose in March. Voters who did not vote in the March primary, free to choose either party's ballot. Registered voters could vote at any polling site during the early voting period. We have polling locations and ballot information on KSAT.com. Again, the primary runoff election day is May 28th. Now to the race for the White House. Former President Donald Trump back in a courtroom today after a weekend proving he's firmly behind the National Rifle Association.
Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook with Trump's reaffirmation of gun rights for Americans, but also how he's planning to expand them if elected.
While speaking at the National Rifle Association's annual convention this weekend, former President Donald Trump said the rights of gun owners are, quote, under siege, and urged those in attendance to get out and vote this political cycle.
If the gun owners voted, we would swamp them at levels that nobody's ever seen before. So I think you're a rebellious bunch. But let's be rebellious and vote this time, okay?
Trump, who received the NRA's endorsement on Saturday, boasted that as president, he stood by the organization, despite pressure to implement new gun restrictions.
They didn't move us an inch, and we have to stand strong.
Trump's speech was short on specifics about what he would do to protect or expand gun rights in a second term. But he promised to, quote, roll back every Biden attack on the Second Amendment. The Biden administration was quick to criticize Trump's appearance at the meeting. In a statement before his speech, Vice President Kamala Harris said in part, at a time when guns are the #1 cause of death for children and teens in America, Donald Trump is catering to the gun lobby and threatening to make the crisis worse if reelected. Back in 2016, the NRA spent more than $30 million to help elect Trump, but it's unclear how helpful they can be this cycle. A series of scandals have badly damaged the reputation of the nation's most prominent gun rights group, culminating in February with a New York jury finding the organization and top executives liable in a civil corruption case. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The border is a hot topic on the presidential campaign trail, but also at the Capitol today. The Senate now expected to vote on a bipartisan border bill that beefs up border security. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer calls the legislation, quote, serious-minded, unquote. Back in February, the initial package was stalled by the Senate, and the former president, Donald Trump, and some of his top House Republicans all criticized it. The Senate later approved a foreign aid package separately. But Schumer says he doesn't think all Senate Democrats are on board with this new bill, which would make it tougher to get the mandatory 60 votes to advance this bill.
Also in headlines, the country of Iran is mourning the death of Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi following a helicopter crash yesterday. Flags in Iran flying at half-staff. State media reports Raisi died along with his foreign minister and several other officials. The deaths confirmed by Iran after the wreckage was found today. It's being reported that acting President Mohammad Mokhber held meetings with the heads of Iran's legislative and judicial branches. The crash coming almost a month after Raisi launched an unprecedented drone and missile attack on the country of Israel. The Associated Press reports that Rice's helicopter crashed in a mountainous region of Iran during foggy conditions.
In your health headlines, this one's just for the ladies. The FDA just approving a cervical cancer screening tool that does not involve a speculum. It's a new self-collection screening method. The traditional pelvic exam uses that speculum, which most women find uncomfortable. But now women can gather their own samples in private rooms inside primary care doctors' offices, urgent care clinics, or even some pharmacies. The test is manufactured by Roche and Becton, Dixon and Company, and it's expected to be available this summer. In the coming months, the FDA could soon sign off on another company device that lets women collect their own vaginal samples and send them to a laboratory for testing. Advocates are happy about this. They hope the new method will be easier, less invasive, and so more women will be screened now. Cervical cancer kills roughly 4,000 women every year in the U.S.
Let's talk teeth now. Dental coverage for adults could be added to plans under the Affordable Care Act in the future. Last month, the Biden administration finalizing a rule that would give states the option to add adult dental coverage to Affordable Care Act plans. Under Biden's rule, states have until 2025 to decide if they'll require that insurers cover dental benefits for adults. But the dental benefits would not go into effect until 2027. So far, no states have signaled that they intend to require dental benefits under the ACA plans. On Friday, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders introduced a Dental Care Reform Act that would expand coverage through Medicare, Medicaid, and the VA. Check out traffic right now. This is I-10 at the Y, usually an area where things are slowed down, and that's certainly the case on this Monday. Looks kind of hot out there.
Yeah, I bet you there's a lot of air conditioners humming right now, or you wish they were.
Well, actually, I have several friends whose air conditionings have broken lately.
No.
Yeah, now that the heat is set in.
Bad timing.
No.
Yeah, helped a friend out just yesterday, and had to carry one of those heavy portable units up the stairs. Anyway, 96 was our high temperature today. The record 100, so just 4 degrees shy of the record. And notice the average 88. Yes, we do see heat like this time of year, but it's going to be pretty persistent. And this is more summer-like than it is May-like when you look at the average. 101 right now, Del Rio and Warren's backyard. We've got 97 Floresville, 97 in Dean's backyard in Mico and Bernie. Right now at 91. We've cranked up the heat a little bit, and it's here to stay. It's going to be a warm evening. A few clouds out there, but pleasant. And you'll notice the humidity. The humidity because of that southeasterly wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. By 10 o'clock, 86 degrees, midnight at 80. Little extra color to our sunset because of the haze that's in the air. What's causing it and how long it's going to stick around in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Coming up, it's that time of the year. As Adam was saying, it's the Texas heat that's here, but there's also now mosquitoes and ticks. They're moving in just in time for the summer. That means we are going to take a stroll down the insect repellent aisle and tell you which is the most effective, a chemical or a natural repellent.
I'm Myra Arthur with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. A second person accused in the death of a 5-year-old San Antonio boy whose body was found in Colorado is now headed to trial. Daniel Garcia is accused of killing the child in July 2021. We lay out what has happened in this case so far and what you could expect as this trial begins tomorrow. A huge disparity in health care between men and women, especially when it comes to heart disease. We hear from a patient who almost died and her doctor who was advocating for women just like her. Plus, it's been nearly 2 years since the shooting at Robb Elementary. The world came to know this school as a place of tragedy, but Robb had a long and significant history well before then, well before May 24th of 2022. We tell that story in a KSAT Explains today at 6.
Thank you, Myra. First comes the rain, now the South Texas heat, and then you have the perfect combination for mosquitoes. And they're out there. Their bites can leave more than just an itch.
Yeah, and they're big. Mosquitoes can actually spread diseases like West Nile and Zika, and even malaria made a comeback last year. So 12 on your side's Marilyn Moore, it shows us which repellents help keep the bugs from biting.
They're back, blood-sucking mosquitoes. Juan Garcia's seen them.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot, especially right now after the rain. Yeah, and I'm a magnet for them.
But they're more than annoying. Metro Health found West Nile virus last week when they tested a mosquito pool on the southwest side. Their trucks will be treating the area. We're at the park and it's gorgeous out here, except see that water? Exactly the kind of place where mosquitoes like to breed. Experts say the best way to protect yourself is an insect repellent, one that contains this, DEET. To help you choose, Consumer Reports volunteers actually stuck their treated arms into cages filled with disease-free mosquitoes. 2 bites within 5 minutes means the repellent fails.
We currently test repellents against only mosquitoes, but in past years we found that repellents that worked well against mosquitoes also tended to work well against ticks.
So here's what they found. The most effective repellents contain 25 to 30% DEET as their active ingredient. Top rated are Ben's Tick and Insect Repellent Wipes, Ben's Wilderness Formula Pump, and 3M Ultrathon Insect Repellent 8. If you don't want to use DEET, CR also found products with 30% lemon eucalyptus are good alternatives, such as this one from Repel. Or try one with 20% picaridin like Sawyer Premium Insect Repellent Pump. How you apply repellent matters. Use a thin coat on all exposed skin. You can also spray on top of your clothing, but not underneath. As for Juan, he's armed and ready.
I try to protect myself as much as I can, but yeah, they're out there.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And don't you hate it when you have your window kind of unrolled overnight?
Yes.
In your car and it's just a mosquito forest.
Oh. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I did that the other day, and I was like, oh, yep, it's that season.
Yeah. And then if it's nighttime and, your dome light goes on and they're all hovering around and doing that. Oh, kids, why'd you leave the window or the door open in the evening? Okay, so let's take a look outside because I want to show you the haze that's in the air and talk about this. You may have noticed this, especially if you're on the big flyover ramps in town, such as this one, I-10 and 410 at Crossroads, or even 1604, 281. You look off into the distance, you have your landmarks. You can't see them as well as usual because of the haze that's in the air. And this is the annual agricultural burning in Mexico, causing the smoke to move our way. And it's especially thick over the Gulf of Mexico, particularly the western Gulf of Mexico. Now, here's our computer model showing the smoke in the air. The dark area, this indicates where it's the thickest over the Gulf, but even locally, we do have some of that smoke in the air. And it's not as bad as it was a couple of weeks ago when it was even thicker, but you're still going to notice it in the days ahead. Due to the prevailing low-level winds coming out of the southeast from where they have the annual agricultural burning in southern Mexico, we're going to continue to have some of that haze in the sky, and you're going to notice it for at least the rest of this work week. It's going to vary in terms of its intensity. It's probably going to lighten up a little bit later on in the week. Okay, so that's the haze in the air. By the way, it shouldn't have any impact on allergies. It's not an allergen, but if you have very sensitive respiratory system, you may notice a little bit with it. Sometimes it can affect afternoon air quality. Anyway, temperature-wise, going forward, 90s. Very summer-like, mid to upper 90s, anywhere from 95 to 98 for our high temperatures. At times, there will be days that the humidity is going to make it feel like it's a little over 100. Now, look at the temperatures right now. Kelly Field, 98 degrees, 93 in Comfort. Bulverde, 93. Randolph checking in at 95. Del Rio at the century mark even. Laredo, 102. And across the state, we're mostly well into the 90s. We have the heat high. Our old, I don't want to call him friend, but our old foe, the upper level high, the heat high. Yeah, it's nosing its way in. It's centered over Mexico, but it's close enough to be influencing us and pushing down on us, keeping us high and dry and unseasonably warm. Not record-breaking, but unseasonably warm. Dip in the flow. This is what we want. We want this kind of a trough you see in the western U.S. That's going to stay to the north of us, unfortunately. And the heat high is going to break down and push southward into southern Mexico. So it opens the door for some disturbances to move overhead. But even then, we're talking just a 20% chance of some pop-up afternoon storms daily, starting Wednesday, lasting all the way through Memorial Day. One of those patterns where you just can't rule out a few pop-up storms, but odds aren't significant that many of us will get hit. As for tomorrow, low clouds in the morning again. The morning clouds, we're back in that summertime routine. And then afternoon sunshine, 77 at 7 a.m., 96 the high in town. But Cotulla, 102. Along with Carrizo Springs, Del Rio making it up to 104 tomorrow. Lavernia, 95, and Stone Oak, 95. Mornings, well into the 70s. That's because of that humidity that we have that's currently in place. And as we get into the Memorial Day weekend, still just that 20% chance, but right now it doesn't look like anything too significant.
Time for a tropical storm.
Yeah, a week one would be perfect.
Yep.
All right, there's no such thing as a sure thing, but this was a sure thing.
This is absolutely a sure thing. We were just waiting for today when the NBA All-Rookie First Team was announced. And, of course, Victor Wembanyama is a part of it. How about the other 4 players? And the Minnesota Timberwolves are moving on after knocking off the champs. Coming up.
This game just shows that the Timberwolves, not Anthony Edwards, not Karl Anthony Towns, not Rudy Gobert, the Timberwolves are a special team.
And that special team knocked out the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets in Big Board Sports. Victor Wembanyama was named to the 2023-24 NBA All-Rookie First Team today, along with Chet Holmgren. Wembanyama was a unanimous selection with first-team votes on all 99 ballots from a global panel of sports writers and broadcasters. Wemby becomes the 12th player in Spurs franchise history to be named All-Rookie and the first to receive first-team honor since Kawhi Leonard in 2011-12. The 2023-24 NBA Rookie of the Year appeared in 71 games, all starts, averaging 21.4 points, 10.6 rebounds, a league-leading 3.58 blocks to go with 1.24 steals in 29.7 minutes, leading all rookies in scoring, rebounds, and blocks per game. Here's a look at the 2023-24 NBA All-Rookie First Team, along with Wemby and Holmgren. You have Brandon Miller from the Charlotte Hornets, Jaime Jaquez Jr. of the Miami Heat, and Brandon Podziemski with the Golden State Warriors. The Minnesota Timberwolves topped the Denver Nuggets in Game 7, beating the defending champs at Ball Arena in Denver last night. The T-Wolves fought back from a 20-point hole to stun the Nugs. It's the largest Game 7 comeback in 25 years per ESPN. Minnesota outscored Denver 60-27 in the second half to win Game 7 98-90, taking the series 4 games to 3.
This is Timberwolves basketball. I think this was just a real showing of Timberwolves basketball at its finest, where it's a team effort. We got hype for players that we have, me, him included on this table, but like I said, we don't have a big 3, we got a big 15. Every single person on this team means a lot to this team, and they help in so many different ways.
The Nuggets are the 5th straight defending champion to fall before the conference finals. Hats off to the T-Wolves, says Nikola Jokic.
If someone beats you, I think they're the better team. Congrats to them. Did we have our chances? Of course we did, but if someone beats you, they're just better.
All right, it's Minnesota against Dallas in the Western Conference Finals. Game 1 is Wednesday night, 7:30 at the Target Center. We'll be right back after the break.
Tomorrow, feeling the heat, 97, Port SA. Stinson on the south side, 96, and right near 100 along the Rio Grande. Talking more about storm chances at 6.
Thanks, Adam, and thanks for watching the News at 5.
See you back here at 6.